It's funny, I was sitting here thinking I needed to take roll, and I don't know where I got that from, but so everyone, are you here? Yes or no? Just say yes. Here, okay.
I'm going to
There,
be here.
I've done it. There we go. Roll has been taken.
Absent.
Absent. Yes, you're out in the woods. All right, it's 7 o'clock. Let's get started. That was loud even for me. Good morning, everybody. And welcome to, again, it happens once every year. Today is April 23rd. And it is, I looked outside this morning. I said, wait a second, it's not raining. And then I realized they said that wouldn't start till tonight. So, but who knows? But anyway, it's a beautiful morning out there. Ray, where are you, Ray? I lost track of Ray. But anyway, it's not as dark out there as it is in your house. There you are. So let's look and check in on our Rotary vision. And also check in on our diversity statement. And we'll be talking a little more about this later today, or not too far later this hour. I would like to introduce any guests and visiting Rotarians. Monique, I see you're here. You would like to introduce yourself?
Hey, good morning. I'm Monique, and I don't know what to say. I've been coming here for, how long has it been, Maggie? A couple weeks?
Oh, more than that. Yeah.
God, a month. Wow, woohoo!
Yes.
About a month. Yeah. I hope everyone's doing well. It's nice to see everyone.
Mm-hmm. And Monique has been volunteering with us at both. She's helped out with backpacks and she's helped out with the vaccine clinics. So we're working on the next step, and it's good to have you with us. And thanks for helping tomorrow at the vaccine. Tomorrow's the last vaccine day that we're helping with over at Pacific Union. So thank everybody who's helped with that. I'm looking also, I see Barry, I see you're here. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. I am trying to get my audio and video to work. I am coming to you from a campground in Geyserville this morning, so happy to be here. And I am from the Rotary Club of Santa Rosa East, and with my cohort, Katrina Zavalny, who will hopefully be on the line here soon. We're going to be talking to you about what the district is doing and with the new environmental area of focus, and also what ESRAG, the Environmental Sustainability Rotary Action Group, is up to, and we have a little presentation for you. I'm very happy to be here.
Yes, welcome. We're looking forward to that. Thank you, Barry. All right, I'm looking, and I think that's it until we have Katrina show up. So great. Welcome, everyone. Reminder about the raffle. In honor of the Queen's birthday, we're gonna win some pounds today. I hope Nick has his exchange meter, magic exchange box available, so he can, whatever you win, you're getting it in pounds. Just be aware.
We are in Humboldt.
Pardon? Oh, pounds, yeah. All right. Today I wanted to share today's National Day of Silence. This day was created in 1996, so it's 25 years. It was a campaign to shed light on LGBTQ youth who were feeling consistently silenced and ignored by their parents and school administrators, and that they felt their complaints were falling on deaf ears. So they started this National Day of Silence. And it has continued now 25 years. I wanted to also share some information about the LGBTQ community related to this. 61% say that they or someone they know have been bullied or harassed for their sexual orientation. That's a big number. I'm glad that the 10% is lower, that they felt silenced because of their sexual orientation, but it shouldn't even be, it should be 0%. 43% have not revealed their orientation at work, and 1 in 8 have experienced unequal treatment from healthcare staff. There's a lot written about that for older adults, especially those who may need to go into assisted living or nursing homes, and feeling that having to do that is almost putting them back in the closet, because they really are afraid of how they'll be treated if they're out in those settings. 46% are open about their orientation with their family. That means that 54% are not. 350,000 transgender women in our country. 1 in 5 of the number of LGBTQ women are living in poverty. We see that with older adults, and that's really significant. And 22% earn less than $12,000 annual income a year. So there's some serious economic issues and poverty issues there. So I thought it would be good to share some stats and share some information, and recognize today as a day that was put together by a bunch of teenagers saying, hey, pay attention to us. So, and those teenagers are now adults, and I hope they're proud of what they started, and they're doing well in their lives. But so I don't know if there's any comments or anybody else want to say anything about these stats, but otherwise I will move on. Let's see. Let's go to some gratitude. And we're going to start our gratitude with Greg or John. I'm going to start with John.
Morning.
Morning.
So I've been thinking about this on and off since last week. And I keep coming back to place. My wife Layla and I moved to Humboldt about 5.5 years ago, ostensibly so I could be closer to my dad and stepmom. And I fell so hard in love with this place. And I wake up every day and I look out at the trees and the sky. Sometimes I'll be somewhere where I can see the ocean. And it's just so different from anything I've ever known in my life. And it's changed me for the better. And I think this place, and I know that you all know this, many of you or most of you are natives, I think this place makes different people as well. And I find myself feeling very grateful for the people I know, the people in this group, the people at my work, the friends I've made here. Humboldt is a very special place, and it makes for some very interesting, very special people whose priorities I have come to see, I think, are much more correct and appropriate in life than many others can be. Certainly a lot of the people I've been exposed to in my work and life. So this place is what I'm most grateful for.
Wow, thank you, John. That was very, very, very meaningful to me, and hearing that, and I think a lot of us can agree with you in what you're sharing. Thank you so much.
Thanks for giving me the shot.
You bet. Would you like to pick someone else for next week?
Oh, has Terry gone yet?
Terry, have you gone?
I have. I was one of the early ones.
Yeah, I thought she might be. How about either of the Charlies?
Either of the Charlies. Well, which Charlie's here? Charlie Jordan, you're here today. Do you want to go next week? I'm going to put her down and we'll see if she pipes in. Thank you so much, John. And I don't see Greg here today, so we'll hold him off for next week. We're going to hold Greg off.
Good luck with that.
It's easier when he's not here to hold him back. So I'm holding him back today. Look how easy, with one finger, I'm holding him back. Thank you. Thank you very much, John. I wanted to just touch base with our other guest who's arrived and let her just say hello and introduce herself. Hello, Katrina.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. How are you?
We are good. And you'll be speaking with us in a little bit about ESRAG and environmental sustainability. So thank you for joining us. All right. Oh, so it was brought to my attention that I've not had the heckle space open for folks, and it was brought to my attention by Howard in another meeting where he heckled me about heckling, or he heckled me. Let's just say Howard heckled me in another meeting. So it was awesome and well done. But Howard, I think you need to put something toward your Paul Harris for that particularly awesome and totally out of place heckle. What do you think?
I'll put $200. It was worth the heckle.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Howard. So anybody else, just remember, this is a time and place. But, you know, look at that face. Why would you want to heckle that baby? I actually remember, or I think I remember that. Do you ever have situations where you've seen the picture so many times you think you remember when it was taken and probably you don't? But anyway, I'm going to say I remember that. They wouldn't take me out. They left me out there for hours. I was hanging there. Anyway, explains a lot about myself. So we're going to jump into some club stuff, some district stuff, and of course, as club and district lead to world stuff. So first, and again, the other Charlie, I don't see the other Charlie here. So I'm going to share these, but I can't give you as much information as I would be able to do if Charlie were here. These are two of our interns, our transitional age youth interns that we've placed in jobs. And I don't know their names, I'm sorry, because I thought Charlie would be here, but it looks like Charlie's helping her get some clothes, and it looks like he's out there working. So it's really terrific. Wanted to share those with you, put some real faces on this work that you're doing. I was going to take this out because I think we're going to cover it, but I really like the picture. This is our board meeting. And I guess this is me carrying all the baggage. I don't know, Terry, this might end up being you. But anyway, I thought we were working hard at the board meeting. So there's a little picture of it.
Hey, Maggie, this is Tomas. Can I back you up for just a second on those two interns?
Yes, please, go ahead.
So I just thought this was worth mentioning. That first young lady is Jinx Lira, and she's interning at Lots for Tots. Her internship just ended. She met her hours, and I got a call from the manager asking me how she can hire her. She's keeping her. So I just thought that was phenomenal. That young lady got a long-term job, part-time, but nonetheless, I mean, she has children, I believe, so she's a really busy lady, and got a job out of the deal. So that's just outstanding. And then that young man is Devin, and forgive me, I can't remember his last name, but he's interning at the community farm there in Bayside and doing a great job as well out there. That's obviously not a long-term thing, but he was really excited about agriculture, so that was a great opportunity.
Well, thank you for bringing those pieces to this. That is awesome. That is wonderful to hear that. And again, Tomas, thank you to you and your company there for making this so easy for us to do. We really couldn't do it without you. So thank you so much. Oh, that's great. I'm just happy. This is like happy. Yeah, this is just great. That's wonderful. So wanted to do a little report in from the board about the Equity and Diversity Committee. And we'd like to today kind of get that committee, get us going again, or we haven't stopped, but formalize it a little more. So ask for volunteers to be on that committee. We know many of you have already volunteered, but I want everybody in the group to see who's on that committee. And also we need a couple co-chairs. So I'd like to ask for a couple people to co-chair. So first, raise your hand and keep it up if you are on this committee or want to be on this committee. So we have, I'm gonna have to write this down. We have Romy and Mike and Howard. Where else? We have Amanda. Oh, thank you. We have Rebecca. That's a good way to do it, you guys. Monique, Dick, and Craig. Romy, Mike, Howard, Amanda, Rebecca, Monique, Dick, and Craig. Did I miss anyone? So I'd love you guys to get together and figure out who your chairs, your co-chairs are for that committee, because I'd like to start or continue to move that forward. So unless there's anyone here who wants to step up and co-chair, and wouldn't it be great if one of you decided to co-chair and just got to pick who your co-chair was? Romy, are you raising your hand to co-chair? Yeah, so now guys, who wants to co-chair with Romy? Come on guys. All right, think about it and we will start having you guys do some more work with us. Monique, you raised your hand. Okay, well we can't, that would be awesome. But we got to get you formalized. So we will be talking to you about that. Thank you guys. Thanks for stepping up. Appreciate it. That's a great team. And I want to share these questions as a little equity and diversity kind of in service. I got these from Mike, who got these, I think, from the 60 Minutes. From the 60 Minutes show this last weekend, and something for us all to think about in your day-to-day life. How often have the following things happen to you? And I'm not going to read them out, but and we will share these out. Dick will have a copy, and Ed can put them in the slide deck at the meeting on our webpage. But I think some of them are really kind of telling and thought-provoking. So please take the time to think about these. I can say as a woman, I've experienced many of these myself, even as a white woman. So there's that too. Anyway. And the other thing is older people also experience some of these things in our society. So take a look and think about that, and maybe we'll have discussion. A couple items to share with you. These come from Humboldt County Office of Education. They have a monthly equity series, and this is next Thursday. You can register at my.hcoe.net for that. And then this, sorry, the print's small, but that's what I got. I was stretching it out, but I realized stretching it out didn't make it helpful to read. It would just take you longer to go across the page. But this is another event coming up, racial equity work in North Coast schools. And I know the NAACP is involved with this, and their president, Sharon, is going to be speaking. So that's another event that you could check out. So I wanted to just check in a little bit on hybridizing our meetings and or going back to working to being at the Plaza Grill. And I know different people have talked about this in different times, and some people are eager for us to move forward. And but we're in the position now that I think certainly bringing all of us together in one room is just not likely, and probably wouldn't be comfortable for people. There's still requirements for limits on numbers of people. But we do have a committee that is together looking at how, when we are ready to do this, we can run a hybrid of a meeting so that people can still join remotely if they need to and want to and feel more comfortable. And also, we may not, depending on the rules, even if all of us wanted to be there at the same time, the space might not allow for it. So we want to be able to, when we go that route, we want to be able to offer both options to people. So, but I don't want anybody to feel that this is going to be rushed or done quickly or without great thought as to everyone's safety and comfort. Because we will be, if we do it, we will be in a room where we're eating and drinking. So that means our masks will be off. And we just have to be sensitive to safety. So don't worry, you won't wake up one morning and all of a sudden come to this link and have nobody here. We're not going to flip a switch quickly, but I wanted to share that. And I don't know, Scott, is there anything you want to add at this point to that?
No, I've got nothing really new. We are working on preparing the room for this project. We hope to provide video and audio to anybody that's not attending the meeting in person. So that's our intention. The grill is serving in that room now with 6-foot separations. So the tables are not like they were when we first were in there, but so that, like you said, the capacity is going to be a little less, but we're moving forward in the right direction. You'll be able to see the screen, see people talking, hear them talking, and you'll be able to participate even if you're sitting at home. So I'll keep you posted.
Thank you, Scott, and thanks to the team that's working on that. We have too many advantages forced on us through COVID of this setup that we don't want to lose that for people who really benefit from it. Or, you know, if you're traveling now or when you start traveling, you'll be able to attend meetings if you'd like still. And so there's a lot of advantages to keeping that model as well as bringing us back together in the same room. Meanwhile, I wanted to remind everybody about the members section of the webpage. Ed has done an excellent job of updating it and getting, putting things in there so if you miss a meeting, you know you can see what's happening, and that matching up with what Dick's doing with the recordings. We have great opportunities for you all to keep up to date. So right now the login in is Sunrise and the password is Maggie. And I guess that will change when I'm a has-been, but for now it's me. So please check out what Ed's done on the webpage, and or I should say it's a website. Sorry, I'm using these words wrong. The website, and check out all the different pages. Before I jump on further, there's one thing on that I wanted us to mention from the board meeting. Terry, do you want to tell us about the foundation numbers? Because I think the club might be interested in knowing that.
Thanks, Maggie. Yes, we are currently number 2 in our entire district in annual fund giving. Thank you very much. We really have kind of knocked it out of the park this year and have given so far more money than in one year than this club has ever done. So we're, breaking our own personal best, and I really appreciate everybody's help and support and contributions. Next Friday is Final Friday. We have so far just one prize, so I'm hoping that the other people I emailed will remind themselves of that. But I really appreciate everything that everyone has done, and what the foundation does is important, and some of that money does come back to us in a somewhat complicated manner, but we could talk about that at another time. But anyway, just thank you very much. That's what I'm grateful for today, all of you.
Thank you, Terry. Yeah, it's phenomenal. We're doing a great job. Thank you, everybody. Community services report. AJ, you want to share any info with the group?
Sure. So this past Wednesday was our most recent Community Service Committee meeting, and a few hot topics that we're discussing at the moment. So earlier on in the chat, Mike was doing a outreach to see if we can connect with the McKinleyville and Eureka High Interact clubs if they exist. What we're trying to do is pair up Interact or high school kids with lower age kids as a mentor network. Earlier on in the pandemic, we discovered that some kids were struggling or having a harder time at school just because of schools being shut down. So that connection could be an ongoing benefit. And what we would offer these high school kids is perhaps or some recognition at graduation for the hours they spend mentoring. And so that's a network we're trying to connect all the dots with. And so any assistance you can offer would be definitely great. But so right now we're just kind of in early stages. Mike, I don't know if you want to add anything to that. But, our next project too is we're working on a memorial bench. Sarah has set up a GoFundMe for with the Jacoby School, and it's already raised a good amount of funds. I think they're in the hiring process, or they're tracking down who's going to work out this concrete bench for us. And then there could be a potential Rotary involvement when it comes to placing the bench and perhaps a memorial service of some kind. But there's more to come there. And then lastly, this weekend, I'm going to go purchase some supplies for the greenhouse at the Peninsula Union School. And we're going to use about half of our budget. And so there's going to be a hands-on project in the works. So be on the lookout if you have a few weekends coming up that you'll be able to bring out your tools and put together this wonderful greenhouse for that school so they could start creating starts for their wonderful veggie garden and for years to come. So on that note, we're only halfway through our budget, and I would just want to put a call out to the club to see if there are any projects that you felt like we could be involved with and could use a little of our resources to help keep going or to get started. So please either reach out to me via email or put something in the chat, and I'll connect with you after to see if we can't find something else that we can't do to finish off Maggie's year here. So thanks, Maggie.
Thank you, AJ. Thank you to Community Service. They had a lot of good ideas at that meeting. And it's good to hear. Oh, Domino's here. So backpacks with kids, for kids. Well, we did it, the three of us. And next week is, who's on, I think it's, does anyone know? If not, it's on the sign up, and I'm not worried about it. I know there are people signed up, but we had a lovely day outside my building, not my building, the building I work in. If it were mine, I would sell it tomorrow. But anyway, it was fun. Thank you, John. Thank you, Mike, for taking care of that. And Domino's sat on my list.
Sorry, between switching screens and unmuting myself,
yes,
it took me a second. We actually do need a host for next week for backpacks. So Carol has signed up to pick up and I believe and pack, but we do need a place. If anybody's got a conference room or something available, that would be excellent. Either in Eureka or Arcata, let us know.
Sounds like Vanessa mentioned that Griffin could be available in Arcata. Depending on the time, my building could also be available either outside or in the lobby if the weather is not quite good for it outside. I can be in the office that day. So whatever they decide, Arcata, Eureka. Yeah.
Is it all right? I mean, I haven't picked up in a while. Is it okay if I just did it at my house and invited people to my house outside?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, we could do it outside. That might be, I guess, maybe easiest for me. And I could put that out there to folks if they wanted to help. I'm in the middle. I'm out in Manila. So right in the middle between Arcata and Eureka.
Perfect. That would be great.
And I have a nice big deck, unless it's going to start to rain, but I don't think it will. So yeah, and I'll put that, maybe I'll put that in the chat, or how do I connect with anybody who wants to help pack?
I would put it in the Sign Up Genius. Go back and put your address in there so people see that.
I'll do that.
And if it does rain, you've got 2 options, backup options.
All right, great.
Thank you. Thanks, Carol. So reminder about golfing on the August 21st. We'll get a report from them at our next meeting. And reminder also about this event, which is coming up soon. It's a great golf event and memorial tournament to remember our friend Stephen. And I'm going to skip this for now. I want to tell you that we are now starting World Immunization Week, and they're pushing the give a shot or get a shot, give a shot, recognizing that many of us are getting vaccines right now and encouraging us to think about after we've gotten our shot, which most of us aren't paying for, that we maybe put some money towards the polio eradication and make a donation to give a shot. So if that is something you are willing to do, you can go online and do that donation. You could also, Terry, could they also do it to you and just say it's for polio?
That'd be great. That's easy to do, and just either Venmo and indicate polio, and Nick and I'll sort that out, or send a check to the Rotary Foundation to me, and I'll make sure it gets to the polio eradication campaign.
Great. Thank you, Terry. And thank you, everybody, in advance for that. We've got to keep going with this polio effort, or anti-polio effort. Just a quick reminder, International Convention is coming. It's $49, and that is a deal. So sign up before they raise the price. Before we go to the raffle, Tom, I wanted to give you a minute to talk about your conversation with Karen.
Yeah, hi, good morning, everyone. I was talking to Karen Deemer yesterday, and she, besides complimenting this club, she wants to become more part of it, talking, not as a member, but talking to give us updates more often. And so I thought that was a great idea. But she also mentioned that at the community center, you know, they've been doing the shots, and that she was wondering if our club would be interested in hosting an appreciation lunch for the healthcare workers that are there. And I guess a lot of these people have come from out of town and have never been to Humboldt County before. They're loving it. But she'd like to bring them together and do something nice. And so she asked if we would be interested in making that happen. And personally, I thought that was a great idea. And so I wanted to put it out there to you.
So is there anybody interested in working with Tom to kind of see what we can organize on the club? I know there's not a whole lot of time. So if we wait and if we wait, the time will pass. So if there's anyone that would like to help with that, please connect with Tom. Vanessa's raising her hand. Anybody else? Tom, depending on when it is, I'd be willing to help a little bit. I'm going to be out of town at some point, but
yeah,
please.
I'll take the lead on that one, and I'll talk to Karen later today and find out what the date is, and I'll just send it out there. I don't think it'll take a lot. You know, we'll figure out how many people, and you know, probably 2-3 people would be great.
Right. Great. Thank you. This cat. I'm going to talk to your agent. The butt. Put the butt down. No? Okay. All right. Let's do the raffle. Nick, I've lost control of the meeting. Please save us.
All right. So today the big raffle win is $50 or like Maggie mentioned, 36 pounds. All right. So let's see what we got. So it was right there between Stephanie and Dick, but Dick is the one who got it. Oh. Let's see what sometimes it's right there on the line. You never know. $5. I'll pay you through Venmo, and one more. Looks like Tom. $5. I will pay you both through Venmo. Good luck next time. The pot will be $60 next week.
Thank you, Nick. My cat, while you guys were doing that, was sniffing, was actually at my other screen where the Queen and Prince are on the screen, and he was licking the Queen's face. So I don't know what that means. Maybe I need to clean my screen, but anyway, now he's back. So we are going to move on now. And I want to apologize. I put environmental services, it's environmental sustainability. But we will learn and be corrected by all my mistakes. And I'm going to turn this over now to Katrina, who is, I sent you her resume. There's a lot of neat stuff you've managed to do. And we're really grateful to have you here with us today to share, you and Barry, to share about this newest, newest effort in Rotary International. I'm going to stop sharing in case you want to share, and I'll turn it over to you now. Thank you so much for being here today. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Maggie. I really appreciate the invitation to be here. And my good friend Barry Cogbill is also here with us. And Barry is actually one of the people who helped initiate this committee to happen here in our district. So I'll get into the details on that. And I really appreciate your efforts that you all are doing on vaccinations as well. I think you'll be happy to hear I get my second shot of Pfizer on Sunday. Be fully vaccinated. I know Barry got his, and this is all rolling, and I think it's really sweet that you all do the get a shot, give a shot type thing for polio. Very, very cool. So I'm gonna share my screen now and get right into it for us to go into the wonderful world of environmental protection. Oops, sorry, I hit the wrong button, my bad. I'm still learning how to use technology, so just so you all know, even the younger generation folks are still working on it. So, as you may know, Rotary has a new area of focus, which is environmental protection. And so don't worry about semantics on it really, Maggie. The main thing is that we are here to help support the environment, whether it be through sustainability, protecting it, taking actions of multitude different ways, which we'll get into in this presentation. It's just really great that Rotary International has taken this on as the new area of folks. So really big deal, and we are here to help support the kind of rollout of this. My good friend Barry here, he brought the word to everybody in our district to start doing this, getting involved in this. And so Rotary has all these different working groups, and they have started the ESRAG, which is the Environmental Sustainability Rotary Action Group. And that's been around for at least 7 years. And it's a really great, platform for people who are interested in the environment naturally. But also this group accepts members of people who are not only Rotarians, but you can also not be a Rotarian or from an environmental organization or somewhere else and join up with the larger Rotary network to help move forward environmental initiatives. So I think it's pretty cool that this is going on. And like I said, Barry brought this to our district in the fall or some point after he learned about it through going through one of the international conventions. And there's been a few of us who have joined in on it and created this presentation and a little bit of infrastructure to help clubs like yours get rolling and making something happen. And so we're very excited. So our mission is to develop strategies to utilize the Rotary network for environmental protection. One thing that ESRAG has done along with Rotary International is create this friendly competition, which is to create a short video of about 60 seconds, so a minute long, to send to what we call I Fix the Planet. And so it's ifixtheplanet.org, and this hashtag of I Fix the Planet, where you're just looking at what your club is doing, different activities individuals are doing, and sending it in to really showcase the different environmental initiatives people are taking on and ways that people can be involved in solving climate crisis that we are currently in. So get that in by the end of May, I believe, and yeah, show your part. So let's talk a little bit of why. Why now? Why is this important? Well, we have a planet that is in peril right now. And so we have, as you know, up in Northern California, a lot of forest fires that's been happening more and more the last few years. And so it's a big disruption to life. People have to move out of their homes. Some people's homes have burned down. A lot of animals' homes have burned down. And so it's created a lot of chaos at moments where we are identifying that we need to live more in harmony with the natural patterns of the earth and the climate. And so those are, that's really kind of a bigger mission of what we have here, is to bring awareness of how to get back into harmony and to find ways to support people and how to grow food and how to survive through drought seasons, to find drought resistant plants, how to set up infrastructure so we don't have floods, and you know, just looking at the result of all the plastic that people are using and how that can end up in the ocean and really affect the marine life. So there's a lot of different pieces that really are all connected, and it's not just one thing that's going to solve everything. It's everybody doing their part and recognizing their impact and taking responsibility. So we have a couple easy solutions of where people can start to, you know, step into that. And so breaking it down into like person, place, and planet. So on a personal level, that's like your home at an individual level, your family. So there's things that you can do at home, such as recycling, having your own garden where you grow your own food, and just recognizing your personal impact on the world, buying and using less plastic. So just recognizing that when you're out shopping and things like that. I personally love to shop at farmers markets because There's not much plastic there, and I love to get to know the farmers and where my food's being grown. On a place level, that's on your region of where you live, and working with different people in the community or the community at large, the schools, getting youth involved, and the region. So this can be doing community gardens or some kind of like larger community initiative, like a big community recycling program, river cleanup, things like that. And then on the planetary level, the larger level, this is where you can start getting involved with communities across the planet with the global grants. I love the global grant programs Rotary provides, and really looking at how we can leverage the Rotary network as a whole on a planetary scale so we can really make some mass impact. I mean, look at all the work that's gone into eradicating polio that Rotary's done. Imagine if Rotary uses that energy as well to help protect the environment. So this is something that we all can get involved in and create programs like your give a shot, get a shot. I don't know what we would do it for as far as the environment, but that's where the fun, creative energies can play. So a couple of more direct solutions that's happening in our district and ways that we can play is with kids and getting our hands dirty. And so this is really a great opportunity for kids to learn, and people of any age really, to get their hands in the soil and learn how to grow food, how to grow good soil, compost, all the beneficial bugs and worms, all that. It's really kind of fun. So this is also a really great opportunity to partner with interactors, Rotaractors, the schools, the community groups to support the learning and engagement with the earth. And so getting even more specific for projects we have here in the district, in Garberville, we have started, but it's not just Garberville, you can do it here too, a mini garden or garden and food security program. And so this is working with people in the community to help set up gardens. And my nonprofit has set up a really easy garden resource guide of how to set up a garden, as well as a project template of how to get a project started. And we actually, in that project template, have showcased what Garberville is doing with their mini gardens program. So they've been working with some people who don't have garden space, some people who don't have homes. They've been working with the food bank and lots of different resources to be able to support I think over 20 gardens being built. And this is just a really great way to also bring in awareness around food security and eating healthy as well. So it's there's so many different pieces that this hits, but it's a really great program and something that I encourage you all to do. Our club with Santa Rosa East is doing a school garden with Brook Hill Elementary in Santa Rosa. So, there's lots of ways you can involve the Rotaractors and schools in that as well. The next project building on gardening is planting for the pollinators, making sure they have food too, because our pollinators are the ones who go out and help make sure that we have food. So we want to make sure we're planting beautiful flowers that are really good for the different pollinators, such as milkweed is great for monarchs. And up in Healdsburg Sunrise Club, they've been working on a specific kind of program to help roll that out and learning about when is the best time to plant milkweed, when are the seeds available. And so it gets into a much deeper level of understanding the plants and the natural growth cycles and ways that we can integrate and create programs and projects through a Rotary network that correspond well with all of that. So keep your eyes out for that. And I know in the fall that there's going to be a big campaign going as well as Earth Day time period right now. And by the way, happy Earth Day. Happened yesterday, but it's Earth Week, Earth Month. I mean, every day really should be Earth Day. So speaking of appreciating the earth in different ways is our third project, which is the river cleanup. And so this actually happened on March 20th, but there'll be another one in the fall, and it'll be happening twice annually. So there'll be lots of opportunities to participate, and you can always go down and clean up the river on your own. The big piece behind this is picking up a lot of the plastics and different things that find its way into the river. And a lot of those plastics break down as they sit in the sun over by the banks, and they'll turn into microplastics. And then the fish and the different water life will eat that, and then it'll affect them and they may die. And then we have issues in that whole world. So this is a great way to get to know more about water systems, watersheds, and just keep a cleaner, more pristine area around our lovely rivers. And then our fourth area of projects is reforestation, planting trees, particularly in burned areas. And there is some great efforts going on in this particular field right now, especially with a lot of the clubs in Santa Rosa area. They're banding together, and it looks like probably in the fall, there'll be a big tree planting. And we're also talking with Jennifer Strong, who has led some tree plantings out in Lakeport, Middletown area. And, it's just a thing that people can do anywhere. And we have some great educational resources and experts in this field, and can provide some webinars if needed. And, with any of these topics, there's videos and educational materials. So you are not at a loss for support and resources if there's any of these projects you choose to participate in. Couple of important dates. As I mentioned, yesterday was Earth Day, so we're still celebrating. And like I said, there's lots of opportunities this whole week people are doing. And don't fret, even though it was yesterday, there's other opportunities coming up in June. June 5th is World Environment Day. There's gonna be a lot of Rotary actions going on around that internationally. And in September 29th, that's World Cleanup Day. So there'll probably be another river cleanup around that time. So some ways that your club can engage is to form an environmental committee. And that's a really great way to have a group of people who are really passionate and interested in this to help move some of these initiatives forward, have a presence on your board. You can link up with the district in that way. It helps formalize it. I know the district is looking for people to, or looking at what the clubs are doing on this level. So it'd be great to hear what you all are doing. I know it's a new area of focus technically on the Rotary level, so things are still forming, but there's some really great resources to use and engage in for forming an environmental committee. And I know the district's starting to get more and more serious about this. And speaking of, Doug Johnson, our current district governor, has put out a $100 reward, if you will, if your club does engage in some sort of Earth Day environmental project. All you need to do is send in a picture of what you all are doing, and $100 comes your way. So, hey. All right, so back to ways to engage as a club. As we've talked about, youth, getting youth involved, working with the Rotaractors and the Interactors, getting their hands dirty, partnering with other organizations and schools, collaborating with other clubs in the district. As I mentioned, the river cleanup has been a big one, the tree planting, the pollinating, I think is gonna be a big one, planting for pollinators coming up, especially next fall. And then, of course, there's district grants that you can work on, both through your club and collaborating with others. And another great way to collaborate is global grants. And so if you don't have any global grants going on right now, our club has quite a few that are on the environmental sphere. Barry has started the international committee for our club, and both he and I have been involved in a few different projects. And in particular, we have some in Uganda where people are planting trees and also installing solar cookers, smart cook stoves for schools. And we're also teaching agriculture skills on a much larger level to help them with much more sustainable agriculture for their food and nutrition. So there's ways to get involved with us in that way too. So we have some tools to help support your journey, and the infrastructure for having the environmental program really roll out in a smart way is something that we've been putting a lot of thought and attention to. So we've created some of these resources for you. As I mentioned, there's educational webinars. In particular, there's been some great ones around the pollinators. There's a whole Facebook group that started to really help move education and ideas and different kinds of things forward. So that's a great forum. There's how-to guides and videos, especially around gardening. And like I mentioned, my nonprofit, Aranya Solutions, has created a few of those. The district is talking about creating a section on the website just for the environmental activities, and they want to hear from you. What do you want on the website? So I think that's really great to have the engagement from all clubs to be able to do that. And as I mentioned, we have a template for project development that my nonprofit created to help support people thinking through what are all the different things that you need to put in place to make an environmental project happen. A fun thing and also educational is movie nights. So every fourth Saturday of the month, there is a movie night that Philip Pascal from the Rotary Club of Petaluma Sunrise started. And so the one coming up this weekend is I Am Greta. And if you don't know about Greta Thunberg, she is a young activist, a teenager who really has been moving the needle. I mean, talk about an inspiration. She's one of my heroes. So I think I'm going to tune in on Saturday and learn about Greta's story. And she's been presenting at the UN and really helping move forward awareness around environmental impacts. And let's be honest, the youth these days are really impacted, and a lot of them actually don't have skills on knowing how to garden. Those skills have been kind of lost. There's been some gaps in time. And so again, that's why we have such a big focus on the youth in learning gardening skills. So please be part of the solution and help the youth in your area learn more about gardening. And, if you need some help organizing, we are here to help you. My nonprofit is very skilled in this, and so you can hire us to help really do the heavy lifting and make things happen. You can check us out at aranyasolutions.com, and there's my email, katrina@aranyasolutions.com. And we've created the free, a few free resources, and then again, if you want some deeper work, we can definitely help you in that way as well. So to bring it back home, as a Rotarian and citizens, this is your time to take action. We notice that there's a big thing ahead of us if we want to continue living in a healthy way on this planet. And so this is our time. So as a Rotarian, your voice, your choice, your club depends on you. So act as if your world depends on it, because it does. So the things that you can do to help make that happen is join and collaborate on an existing project, create your own, get your environmental committee going, get your $100 from Doug, and find local partners and organizations, work with the youth, get their hands dirty, help them learn how to grow their own food, and participate in Earth Day, which, you know, again, is not just one day, it's all year. This is Earth Week, and let us know what you're doing. So I believe that's all I have for you. And thank you very much. We'll take some questions now, and I'll stop sharing my screen. So
great. Thank you so much for that. There's a lot of good information, a lot of good how-to, a lot of good practical information for our club to take. We really appreciate it. It's 8 o'clock now, and so what I'm going to do is, what am I going to do? I am going to, I'm going to officially, well, first I want to thank you both. We're going in appreciation, we're going to be making donations in your names to Tri-County Independent Living. They help enhance independence for people with disabilities in our communities. And I'm going to end the meeting, but I'd like to invite people to stay on and ask questions with you, so that if anybody wants to talk more about this or ask any questions, you're more than welcome to do so. I won't close the meeting. So please remember that Earth Day is every day. Go out and enjoy it. Just be careful, because I've seen this happen and it's not pretty. Thank you, everybody.